Everybody for being here, and this is going to be where we're starting, okay? We're going to come back, have a little roundtable discussion, and actually more introductions of whoever all is here. But first and foremost, I want to thank you guys all for being here. This wouldn't be possible. Julio and Roy, where's Roy? Roy, right here, contacted my office after we did the city and county joint board meeting. And we talked about destination zones, we talked about possible solutions, and these guys contacted me and said, look, we've got a calling, we've got faith, we've got trust and belief that we can make a difference here in the community, and we have a location. So we want to take a look at this, see what you guys think, and see what we might do to bring our resources together and create a central place, a place where we can have wraparound services, a destination, a place that's safe, a place that we can, that a lot of homeless people that are scattered about can have some compassionate care and resources available under one great big giant umbrella. That's why a lot of us are here. But let's just take a quick little brief tour, and we'll come back and have a little roundtable discussion about what we see and what's possible, and see where this might be able to go. 1 week from now, we have the Continuum of Care meeting, and they've been asked, Adam Cheshire asked me and us, to whoever wants to come in and support, to talk about this location and the ideas we have, because that was one thing we called on when we did that joint board meeting, is a plan of action. So here's an opportunity and a possible plan of action to consider, and so let's take, with that said, Roy, let's do a little tour and
sure.
and start our little walk around.
Obviously, the gymnasium here, with the possibilities to house homeless, female, male, and obviously it's a large area, so we could accommodate a large amount of people. In conjunction with the gymnasium, we have a full kitchen right here that is super large. You're welcome to go inside. Everything is functional in the kitchen. It has 2 walk-in freezers that are in a separate room that leads off from the kitchen. So they're humongous walk-in freezers and refrigerators.
What's great is we already have a facility in place.
Obviously, there's 2 restrooms here. We probably consider singles for administrative staff only here, women and men. And they all meet ADA codes. We'll come back to the yard. Here we have a woman's large restroom, all functional with ADA requirements met. Here we have a large area. We have showers going in here, 15 showers that they started. It'll be all met for ADA access with wheelchair, and just for people to shower in multitudes. This place is large, so everything has to be done more or less on a bigger scale. So 15 showers there. We have the maintenance room for maintenance that will be out here. Obviously, in this large property, you have to have maintenance daily. They have where the tractor's at, big area there. Out here, there's 5 acres that, as Supervisor Petty mentioned, a lot of ideas could be implemented with large big tents, with other tents underneath, and just to house several hundred homeless people and low-income people.
This will all be cleaned up in about 1 week's time. They're going to scrape and clean this the trash that you're seeing. But one of the possibilities that we've talked about is we put up a big, large spring tent with flooring and amenities inside and climate control even. You've got an opportunity to put several hundred people per spring tent. So if you're looking at the ability to house some of those that are most in need and at risk right now, you've got the possibilities of putting in a couple of structures, one for women and children, some for different needs, some of them that are more stable, some that need a little more care and more monitoring. We've got Stockton Homeless Shelter has talked about this with us, and we see this as a great possibility, and this is something that they do daily. They house 400 people on their facility. So we can increase that capacity by doing something over here. And of course, Adam Cheshire is here. He was the director there for many years and knows how to do things like this. So it's just a possibility of what this could be with enough space in a yard, and you have already you have the resources and you have a structure here built in for showers, bathrooms, and as you see, when we go inside, we've got some offices and we've got large rooms that can be multi-purpose for programs to get people into transitional stages of their life. So we'll go on that way.
We got two portables, but they're 4 individual inside, so that could be used for multiple purposes. The project manager has a lot of different ideas, so we don't know exactly what Tom wants to implement. So everything's on the table, but they're huge inside. They're all air conditioned. They got heaters. They got sinks in there. Obviously, they got ramps, which is a big. Obviously for the handicap, that they have access, because the handicap are left out where they can't go into buildings anymore. And I've talked to a lot of people on this in Stockton, and they say they don't want to attain resources because it's so hard to even get up to their offices. So I'm making sure everything here is accessible for ADA. And you can see the ramp here already. Here we have another large men's bathroom.
What you have here is several of these classrooms that you'll see one after another, and you have opportunities for multi-purposes. You've got programming, you've got services and resources that can be utilized in environments like this. So this is just one of the many benefits of having this structure already ready to go. It's pretty much turnkey with some modifications. You've got opportunities that we can create a true resource center in an environment like this when you've got a facility that could be multi-purpose. So this is one of the possibilities, and this is something I want everybody to kind of look at and think about and say, yes, in my department or in my capacities, this is what we could offer, something like this, whether it's this location or another. But we do need to create, in my opinion, one big resource center that we can bring some of those. The most compassionate thing we can do is take those that are most in need and most unstable in our community and bring them to an environment where we have wraparound services. And this is one of those considerations. So I think we can go down the hallway and we'll show you a couple more.
How are you, Rush?
So we've got little rooms like this, offices that can be staged in different departments, and you can utilize. We can even have rooms like this, or even those portables, where a family that's at risk and in need and in dire straits, here's a place right here where a family can be secure and safe and together in a very good environment. So just, and again, another possibility that we could utilize. Behind you, here's another classroom, and then there's one more this way. Very large and a large capacity of use. So we'll keep moving on. It's warm, so we want to just do a quick little dog and pony show.
Hey Tom, how long has this not been a school?
It's not been a school for several years now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the investors that bought this bought it 3 years ago, and this is kind of morphing into a new possibility. But I think about 8 or 10 years ago, as they shuttered it as a school. Right? These are nice. Roy, what do we have over here? Just more offices?
Yes.
Okay, so just more offices and nothing much. Can we go through the auditorium this way, or?
You could go out the front or through the hallway.
Okay, let's go. We'll go to the front. Back up this way.